everyone and welcome back to IMO Reviews. Today we are discussing Bullet Train, directed by David Leitch and starring Brad Pitt, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Bryan Tyree Henry and Joey King. Brad Pitt plays a hitman that goes by the codename Ladybug, who has one last job to see through, securing a briefcase discreetly on a futuristic Neo-Tokyo bullet train. But before we go any further, could you please be a dear and hit that like button, and please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It really does help me and the channel massively, and we thank you if you do. So getting into what I liked about Bullet Train. It's got a great imaginative Neo-Tokyo setting to it, which is really colourful and creative, and it really helps bring the movie to life. I also thought the movie was pretty funny. Not every joke landed, but 9 times out of 10, it did get a chuckle out of me. I enjoyed the witty dialogue and the exaggerated personalities to these characters. Lemon and Tangerine, who are played by Aaron Taylor-Johnson and Bryan Tyree Henry, are absolutely fantastic in the movie. So is everybody, but personally I thought those two stood out the most. They had wonderful chemistry, they were brilliant with their back and forths, they added a lot of life and energy to the film. They were great. And I thought Brad Pitt acted as a really good counterweight in this movie. It can be really over the top and exaggerated at times, and Brad Pitt's presence managed to just mellow it out a little bit. It helps the audience to realise not to take the movie quite so seriously and just have a bit of fun with it. It does hold quite a lot of resemblance to a Guy Ritchie movie like Lock, Stock or Snatch. It's just told in a much more straightforward structure. I think there's even hints of Gunpowder Milkshake, a movie from last year that I really enjoyed. And I even say there's a pinch of Free Fire, a movie from a few years back, which again, I thoroughly enjoyed. I definitely got the same vibe here. I thought the violence and the action were both really well handled here. It does push the boundaries in its violence and it does get quite gory at times. It's not going to work for everybody. But I don't personally think they glorified it. I don't think they reveled in it too much. It never felt mean-spirited, at least not to me. It just felt like it was trying to be a little bit more edgier and hardcore than your average movie and maybe make the stakes feel a little bit more realised. And speaking of the action, the camera is smooth. It just glides with the movement. If we're going over here, it's just, chill, easy breezy, nice. You'll have no trouble whatsoever following what's going on, even with its pretty quick and impressive choreography. And there were times when I genuinely did worry for the main character. Because it is such a twist and turning movie, you don't really know who is safe. But it isn't a perfect movie. And this isn't so much against the film itself, but it doesn't help the movie at all. The marketing for this film was horrible. At least in the UK anyway. The trailer just feels a bit bland. It doesn't really show you what the film's about, what to expect. It doesn't show you any of its best action scenes. It doesn't show you any of its funniest jokes. It comes across quite modestly, as if it's sort of saying, hello, don't mind me, we exist. Come and check us out if you fancy it, but not a problem if not. And then I actually see the movie and it's so not that. It's big, it's loud, it's explosive, it's in your face. I don't know why it isn't advertised as that. I think more people would be way more interested in it had it been. I do think some characters needed more fleshing out, mostly in the Joey King character. Don't get me wrong, I actually thought she was great in the movie, but I didn't necessarily understand her motivations. It did all sort of seem a bit slapdash towards the end. I also think the soundtrack could have been a lot more creative. They either repeat the same song and just change the tone of it so it's either happy or aggressive or sad, or they just use quite generic karaoke tracks, and yeah, it's just not memorable. And as much as I gave the movie a lot of praise for its commitment and making me feel uneasy as to who's getting out of this situation alive, towards the end they do some backtracking and I didn't appreciate it. It's a twist and turn too many, and in turn it makes the movie go on 20-30 minutes longer than it needed to. Yeah, it did start to outstay its welcome just a bit towards the ending. And it also gets a bit too crazy towards the ending as well. Balance slowly shifts out of place the longer it goes on. So I'm going to give Bullet Train an 8 out of 10. This was a real pleasant surprise. I went in expecting a really forgettable, average, tired action movie. From the marketing alone, that's the vibe the trailer gave me. And then it ended up being funny, smart, with a great cast that deliver good performances with strong action. My flaws for the movie really are quite small, except for that ending. I do think the ending needs some ironing out. Thank you for watching this review. Please do remember to hit that like button, and please do hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And please do hit the comment section. Have you seen Bullet Train? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section below. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you on the next review.